Nongu Chisu Nongu Vanua. Warotaka na New Methodist Christian Fellowship USA and a Radio Bula Duavata San Francisco me Kauti Keda Vatamai.
Your children, you have your own lives, and be the matured person. Be the matured person for 2024, and take some time to do a self-reflection. That you ask yourself, what am I doing? Really look at what you're doing. You know yourself better. Apart from the God that you serve, you know yourself better. You know the things you're doing. Your husband, your wife doesn't know. Your children don't know. You know what you're doing. So maybe for the beginning of the year, it's good for you to do a self-reflection. Search within you and ask yourself whether it's correct to do the things you're doing, or whether I should continue with the things that I'm doing. And ask yourself the effects of the things you're doing. Whatever you're doing, how does it affect your family? How does it affect your wife or your husband? How does it affect your children and grandchildren? Ask those questions, because a lot of things we do it because we're so self-centered, we're so selfish, we only think of ourselves. We think of our own lust, we think of our own fun, we think of our own selves. We say, I deserve to be happy, I deserve to have a good fun. But you disregard the effects it has on the people who loves you. And they love you too much to let go. And those are the little eyes that looks at you, your children. And also the loving eyes of your wife, or the loving eyes of your husband that trusted you. And that betrayal, it takes a long time to heal. You can be easily betrayed by your friends, or by your parents, or by anybody else. But when you're betrayed by your husband and your wife, it takes a long time to heal. I guarantee you that. It takes a long time to heal. Even when you say, oh, I've forgiven you, even when you say, oh, it's okay. But I can boldly say today, those words are just words. The pain and the hurt that you have done into their lives, it's something that will always be there in their hearts. Because we betrayed by the very person that they love, the very person that they trusted, the very person that they look up to, the very person that they thought, even when the whole world is not with them, as long as they have each other, they're good. And that person, as long as they have each other, turn around and do that thing, that hurt and pain is very hard to bear. So if you are one of those that are continuing doing the things you're doing, you ask yourself, what are the reasons? And do you need to continue with it? And look hard at your children's faces and ask yourself, do they deserve what I'm doing? Do they deserve the repercussions of my decision? And some goes to the extreme of just leaving your family and moving on with the person that you've met up. And the very life that you have created with your wife or with your husband, you quickly move out and start it all over again with somebody else. Well, we are not here to be preaching towards your life. I'm just speaking from the angle of receiving prayer requests, of hearing a lot of feedback, asking and pleading for God's help. That you know fully well that even your prayers, it doesn't do any good, because the pain and the hurt that they've gone through, there's no words that you can say that can give them that peace that they're looking for. And just a word of advice as you begin the year 2024. If you know that you have been having extramarital affairs or doing things behind your husband or your wife's back, choose 2024 to be the last. Choose 2024 to be the year of your change. And if you haven't had as much engagement with your children, and you know that they are growing out of their teenage years and moving on, then you will need to make the decision now to be part of their lives. Because if not, you become the dad and the mom, the missing dad and the missing mom, the uninvolved dad and mom. So when they move on with their lives, you become a term of reference, but they cannot remember doing anything with you. They cannot put anything to the love that you have for them. And a lot of times, I always share, most of the times we provide the shelter, roof above their head, we provide food on the table, we give them funds or finances to get them going, and we think and we believe that that's our job and that should be enough, no questions asked. but you will never be able to play around with their emotions or with how they think and how they feel. And if that's the legacy that you're leaving behind for them, and which I believe for every parent, it's our duty to provide shelter. For every parent, it's our duty to provide a meal on the table. So it's nothing extra that you're doing, that is your duty. But if you know you've been neglecting your family, please find the time. If you know you've been so committed to your work, community work, for us, we belong to a church. Not only we belong to a church, we lead a church. And there's a lot of church commitment. I try as much as as we schedule the year, I will always include my family in that schedule. And I will always include a time that I say no event for this time. They're having their exam. No event for this time for them to be having this. If things are happening simultaneously, I will get somebody else to go and do it. Or I will say to myself, no, I'm not going to do that. Why? Because I value my family. That role that I play out there, anybody else can come and take it and do that. But the role that I play for my children and my grandchildren, no one will ever come and replace it. And that's where I give my attention to. So try and review the way that you've been living your life. If you have been disengaged from your children, then find the time. Make the time and create the time. It's not as much, it can be just a rapid way like today. Just as we were leaving home, then I realized I have a daughter and the husband, they came all the way from Germany. And we traveled together to New Zealand, and they will be flying back to their home on Tuesday. Then last time we were there, last night our dinner was very interesting. We had long loaf bread with butter. I had mine with peanut butter and banana. So it was bread and tea for us last night. So I put on our family comps because we haven't met whole day yesterday and the previous day. So I just put out in our family comps and said, okay, we haven't, we missed you people, but long loaves for dinner and butter. So last night they came up having bread, so it's your choice. Either you have it with jam, or if you're really keen, then you can go and open your tin of tuna yourself. And so it's free for all, do it yourself, DIY dinner last night. And just by sitting around and having a conversation with my son and the wife and the children and my daughter and her husband, sitting there and, as I sit there in my heart and I'm just saying to myself, this is one of the rare moments of my life. That I can have my children in one room and have their families in one room. So I had an earlier one with my grandchildren during devotion and Joshua's friends that live with us. And after that we had our bread session. And after bread they went out for ice cream or McFlurry at McDonald's. And then I have the next sitting was my children and their families. And sitting there, and my heart was really blessed. And for the moment, just for that moment, then I begin to think, these moments will not last. I will be looking across the counter where my daughter from Germany and her husband, they will not be there. Like maybe for the whole year, I will not be seeing them in my kitchen. I will not be seeing them in my house. That realization, came last night as I sat there. And I went to the room and I said, okay, I'm taking, I'm going to bed. I went to the room, I lay down, and I just cried. I thank God for my family. And I'm 57, going on to 58 this year. Just for those moments. Because I believe I, didn't spend as much time with my daughter that comes in from Germany. And to know that they're flying back, and I said, when are you people flying back? Oh, we're flying back on Tuesday. And the moments are coming closer for them to go. And you may be feeling the same, children, or maybe your children goes to boarding schools and you don't see them or meet them throughout the year and they're home. And the moments as it comes closer for them to be living again, that feeling, they're going to go again. So enjoy the moments while you still have it. And that's what happened to me last night. Just sitting there, very tired, but just enjoying those moments, my rare moments of just having my family in one nutshell, in one room. So this morning on our way here, I was telling my husband, I'll just put it in our family comms if we can all meet somewhere for breakfast, because tomorrow is church And I have my son-in-law, Henry Sandy, that has his family and his mom in the Western Division. I always tell him, when you come, soon after everything that you do, go and visit the family, stay with mom, because the same feeling that I have for my daughter would be his mom for him, for them to spend quality time with their families. Yeah, that's my story, and yours may be the same. Yours, maybe it's the first time that your child is going to be leaving home, or your husband got a new job somewhere that it means for him to leave home, or your wife, vice versa, whatever it is. But treasure the moments. And whatever moments you have, make sure that they last. Make sure that that they're quality time. And look out the year, and don't just wait for the momentum of things to happen and for you to enjoy it. No, you plan it. For the last few years, I planned it. I plan our days out. I plan our weekend out. I plan the whole year for my family, where to go, where to meet, what to do. As much as I plan for the church and the activities that goes within it, I also plan for my family. And because with the work that we do, we are always taken up in a lot of things. So at least I plan the time that they will get our undivided attention, that I can be just a simple boo, a simple grandmother, sitting there and just being the nana that I'm supposed to be, or just being the mother that I'm supposed to be to my children. Because we all work in the church. Sometimes I'm always talking to them from the level of the church, because I look after administration, they work with me, and I'm always talking to them on that level and not my children. So as we go out on our break, on the planned family break, at least we can have that conversation of just mother and children and grandmother and grandchildren. So plan out, don't wait, plan out as you do your planning. Those are the tips for you, for your planning for the year. Plan your activities. If you belong to a church that has activities, wait for their calendar of events to come out, plan it out, your leave. Plan your family. If you know your children are going up to boarding school, then plan when they have their Sunday service, or which are the exit week that they come home. Get the schedule from school so you can plan. When they do come for exit, or they come home, make sure everybody's sold, so that can be a getting together week for you. So plan out your whole year. And it may not go according to how you plan it, but at least you have a plan and you can change it along the way to be a more realistic one or a more practical one. And as much as possible, you're planning that and your time and quality time to your family. Also plan your savings and plan on your health. Just this morning I was telling my husband, because every now and then my leg is always sore, and from standing, from everything else, and not enough rest. And I was telling him this morning, man, I better start with you from next week for me to continue now for the year 2024, because I was telling him, apart from our prayers, I need those stretches. I need the stretches that we do, because as we get older, like me, our bones become creaky, so it needs to be stretched. It needs to be, doing some movements and activities or walking to be able to be, 100% functional. So that's my take, that I'm going to plan out for me to be able to achieve that, to go for my prayers early in the morning, and also to do my stretches that can help me, because I hardly walk long distances. I'm driving all the time, and the only walk that I do is up the staircase to my TV and up the staircase to my home. So those are the little things that I really need to do adjustments to my life, and also for your health. If you know, if you go to the mati go kila sona mati to be go tiko and the dono mongarona, reda go tale na kaya dono the camera kaya dono mokania, live the car kaya roni to bani kaya kina. If you haven't done your medical check, write that in your list for 2024. Either visit the health centers or hospitals, or if you are covered by a private doctor, if you can go to a private doctor, please do so. You need to go and get your medical check done to be told the realities of your life, so you can mold or guide or direct your eating, your habits, life habits, and your sleeping habits according to your health. And if you don't know your health, then you'll just continuously live blindly. But when you know your health issues, then you will be able to direct your life habits or your health habits to meet, whatever that you're going through. Yeah. And that's those are the tips that we need to do for ourselves. Like what we said, we're not sharing because we're perfect. We're not sharing because we're doing it. We are not sharing this because we are saying that this is the only way to go. But if we are doing something and it's working in their lives, congratulations, we are happy. This is a family table talk as much as possible. We'll throw in a lot of ideas. We'll discuss a lot of issues. But you take your cue, take what's relevant and practical for you. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, well, at least you tried.
Well, the plan is up and running on January. Just for example, when you plan, must make sure you stick with your plan. Because the challenges will come. The lifestyle will change. Just for example, like for me, just this one example, like for me, I want to wake up at 4:30 every morning. For me to wake up at 4:30, I need to sleep early. I can't plan 4:30 and wake up all night. Because if not, it will be a struggle, it will be of no use going to pray when I'm half dead. So these are the simple things of plan. When you plan, you execute the plan. And there are things that when it comes January, February, March, April, there are things will come along the way. And that things can be good, it can be bad, can be in between. But as long as it will interfere with your plan, that's where you should be strong. You should be strong so you keep with your planning, the planning of your timing. Like for me, if I love preaching, but if I preach and standing in one motion for a while, sometimes you feel that with your muscles because the age is catching up. But if you're preaching, you move around, you feel that like you're not only preaching, you are exercising at the same time. So these are the planning, the simple example for you. You are planning to build a house. Now, that means you need finance. And along the way, there are things that will come. The birthday, the funeral arrangement, your commitment to your village, your commitment to your family. But you already plan to build a house. You already plan to buy a car. You already plan to save. Like for me, I plan to save every month. I have to put in some money, give in my time, and also give it to me to save. And at times, you love to do other things. But because of your plan, it's already there. You try very, very, to the best of your ability to keep in line. Sometimes you will go there, sometimes you go right some. Like for example, the food, when we were in New Zealand, I believe I break every rules on my red meat and oily food.
He loves his KFC.
I love my KFC and I love corn mutton. Just open, dolangan ng Macau, napap. Na cuma New Zealand, kalau break na kabila na singa, ito ni meron ko, may pagkapita nga, 2-0 na singa, orang ni red meat kina nang doon malam. Like, eu cuma New Zealand, every second day, every day. Balde di so pinagatika na pap, batakin doon na Macau sa akin, tumibiti, na Halabi, batakin doon na South Pacific, doon na Pacific. Kaya do twin meat doon na mga di ko sa alim talamay na corn beef kabaya. Sa hayali, sa tipo nga napam, napam may mga tulutan kiniso ni corn beef. Magiging tutulog na kinapam, kinala ko na sumama, kuto na, break na kaya. Nung gulas pa yun, sa tumula sa balos pa alim, balutik may ka, na fish and chips, sa KFC, sa wala ka ni basic. Kasi nga ni Renmi, wala kasar nga ito niya mo, marro na. Wala sinasi ka may ka, wala break na ito nga basic. Sa nga ni basic nga, break na ng mata, break na ng ikan. Kung ano, as long as we stay closer to our plan, it's good to have plan. Kung ano, babilan ka na o babilan ka na wala mga naturala, my life, my family, babilan na kina na maramandang ito mo. Go, doon na maramandang tubo-tubo. Doon na maramandang tubo-tubo sa mga kosa. Pero turman na nga may ilong mo. O kaya sa endap nga sa, kaya sa pera tumay, nanandam nga sa via tubo-tubo nga, nalaman ni tubo-tubo. Balta na tubo-tubo sa akin minag.
Sanadona, ako na kanit na rin na bari ko tinay nakakana minaka indira ko ka tibe pa doon mo kaniya. Na smile mai. Sanadona na wai bata ko ele na kada babuli dio kila na this indiscipline in bula. Na kan So nakalika, tumile, kamina. Muna pa mo, muna tumile man. Quando que vai que leva na casa muito bem, basta na mão no ya. Na Sprite eu não manda para dele com na Sprite. Eu não no ai, que se não é no ai. The fruit juice not as much, mostly water. But again, I love, for those of you in Suva, at the Rock, they have this nice energy protein drink. It's called a gym junkie. I like that because it's a mix of banana, yogurt. It's quite nice and mixed berry.
And also healthy.
Yeah, it's very healthy. So those are my greens. I go looking for those greens. Y'all orto na nungo vitamani orto mo naman nakakita nga. Sano na nakakita naman nga gore. Awat balay na Sprite. Mo nubus nga balay. Durumi os nga bambagari os nga.
Last few days ako kasi do kana suka. Kami. Last few days itu nakabalo or tu cuma minum kela mo kere itu duda kang galo teman duda kang mali akal kena bital mo kena buru ini kena campur kena pilih mana kela mai o ko tak ngasa kana mali
kami minaka ngano kene umbaras nga because I'm not supposed to take sugar and yeah but I'm blessed with life and sometimes now or we just stick around in their greens. So Tangasiso is the person who always faithfully bring us our greens. And sometimes he will be asking this and this. Asa nakabiko katanga maybe kimay nang hot breed week kimay nang gasi kimay nang buningone kauta na cold greens berto na gorbo because he loves his cold greens. And yeah, life is such. We are not saying that we are perfect, that, don't do this, don't do that. There are, temptations around you. The tendency to reach out and pick up the things you're not supposed to be eating, and you're eating them. But when you do, try and work around it, like what he said. When he came back, he got himself into vegetables. So yesterday we were doing our shopping, I picked up bele. So like may valin na balukuro sa kasarami na bungong, be natin, akanate. Ganito na ni ko kung timanray ni mataka tong bele ba karakara doon na mitin roka kena tuna se sanganaika sa rota na kanalew ni manumano sa vava na kanalew ni manumano. We need to break that. So I've got fresh berries and all ready for tomorrow. So I'm trying to think of our menu for the year because we've had this menu for so many years. Now I'm going to change our menu for the year to be more green. So I'm trying to think what else we can do for the week to detox us, to detox our system with all the meat eating and the oily eating over the week. And I believe not only for us, for all of us. Nakana na may kanya ito na lumani sinisudo ka na baktawasin na songo no nakana bala nakaka na magkaitikito ni no songo
nakakina na awareness while you know that you are doing something is wrong. The awareness will convict you this right time or this better time to move back to the awareness that you ni ndoro kita mitiko na family table talk mo. And so natiko dinaralay bango iya nanumutukmay what we said during the family table talk and give them the conviction that we have to go back to our track. We can derail here and there, but we need to come back from time to time.
Just get back to what you can be. Because, you've enjoyed it. You've enjoyed all the meals. You've enjoyed all the red meat. You've enjoyed all the oily food. The food tastes nice. You've enjoyed all the thick lolo. We had lobo that day. And they had the kaiba soso with thick lolo. And the watipoti. Thank you, Auntie Adiso. Rabuka, all the way from the Northern Division. Well, our chef was India Rambono. And the food was so nice and rich. Like for me, I'm not supposed to be taking anything coconut. That's one of my 5 top allergies. But I got my tables on the side, which is the wrong thing to do. I got the tables on the side and they were laughing. I said, I'm looking at that kaibab sauce. I would really like to try it. So I had one kaibab sauce and I had my tablet on the side. And it's not supposed to be. But natamangay ko pagka nataktibo natamangay ko kanya nalaman ni siso ko. Naman ulit sa may kinibali sa may normal talamulo. Tabala mo kaputaka, lemon roti kao, lemon bakar-kara, boy man na natoan, doon na nagkarakabit yolo. Ba kabar-kara nagsar nga Melungan na su ni Ika se su ni toa merong ni Kauti na se detoxiki and the mena kakanauro and the maikanya and the bidana singers and the melaxivita. Well, that's for health tips. And also do your walking if you can. Not as much as what we're telling you to go and join the gym or do so, vigorous exercise. For us, we start with walking and stretching. Then he is our instructor, fitness instructor. We have a count of 20, like I can do all these stretches. When we are good, it's 20. It's like 2 sets of 10. When we are just half good, it's 10. When we are like down out, which I believe it's going to be our Monday. When we start after a very long time, then it's 5. But at least it's something. Something is moving. Your body is going somewhere. And do those little stretches at home. You can even do it at home. Or walk the distance. And go to the seawall if you're in Suba. Walk with your partner in the night, or bring your grandchildren and have fun with them. Or even if your home is close to a riverbank. Or, even up there in the mountains, or we can do in a corral, just for trekking. Just do a little bit of walking. That helps. So for 2024, remember, activities that you need to move your body, especially as you get older like us, and the food that you eat, have a quick look and assessment on the plate. It's supposed to be 3/4, half green, and the other half is supposed to be brown for your meat, and the other brown for your crops, I believe. But majority on the plate, the color should be green, all vegetables for that matter. They are not all green, but you have carrots, you have other colors, pumpkin, so it has to be vegetables. So have those kind of tips with you, and if you haven't had a medical check, please have 2024. Don't wait until it's too late. Don't wait until you really get sick and then you find out that I should have done it a bit earlier. I could have said this. I could have been proactive. So your medical check must happen for 2024 in whatever level. Private doctor, hospital, or health center. That's for your health, your eating habits, and also your rest. My rest is my challenge. I need to find a right time to go to sleep because I'm always my river at home. Before you go to bed, you're checking the kitchen, you're clearing the clothes, you're folding the laundry. That's why I just admire men. They just stand up, they go and sleep. They can meet their timetable, schedule. When they say they sleep at 9, they sleep at 9. But for women, I don't believe that we can meet that. With a lot of responsibilities on us. Clearing up the kitchen, returning the house is what it's supposed to be. Checking on your children. Like last night I was checking on my children. I know the 3 grandchildren that went out, my grandchild and his friends, I know they went out. But I can't find one of them. So I started calling his number, but he was just downstairs, like that. I can't go to sleep not knowing where they are. I need to know where they are. I need to know that they're good. And cleaning the laundry, spin, whatever can be spun. So when I'm sleeping, something is happening. And when I wake up, at least it's taking me to another stage. Women are women. And that's what comes with us, the responsibilities. So meeting up to the right time for me to sleep, that's my challenge. Which I will try as much to meet at least 2 days in a week to sleep spot on the time that I want to sleep because of the responsibilities that are at hand. So it can be your story as well. And reminder to all of us, and start your new year with a positive perspective. And if you're a believer, increase your faith, believing that whatever that you look out on, it can happen, depending on your faith. And if you haven't been to church, join us. Tomorrow, as we have my TV program starting as early as 5 o'clock, we have programs running right towards the evening. And I believe for the other 2 broadcasters as well, for TV1 and FBC, whichever station you feel comfortable with, please tune in. If you are not accessible to the TV screens or on your phone on the wireless, then listen and tune into the radio station on Radio Fijian for FBC. Then I'm definitely we have our programs running, as well as other churches as well, I believe, have some of the clips that are being aired. So you have no reason to say, or no excuse to say that you may not be able to attend church tomorrow. You may not physically be in the church, but speak the message from any practical broadcaster out there that can be the voice to you in your spiritual announcement for the year. Yeah, on that note, Vinakava Kalebo for joining us for the Family Table Talk this morning, and we say thank you, and we look forward to have you back with us next Saturday at 7:30 a.m.
A family is an epitome of God's love towards mankind. God designed us to live in families, and the Bible reveals that family relationships are important to Him.
But as a believer, do you feel that you're still struggling?
Maybe you're still struggling with your relationship,
Struggling with your finances?
struggling at work,
With your social life?
or with your spiritual life.
We invite you to join us
On our Family Table Talk every Saturday,
at 7:30 a.m. on my TV.
or catch us on Facebook page.
Nongu Chisu Nongu Vanua. Warotaka na New Methodist Christian Fellowship USA and a Radio Bula Duavata San Francisco me Kauti Keda Vata mai.